You're listening to Revolution Rampage with another wonderful edition of Revolution Rampage.
I thought you were going to have something different or
Right?
something.
Yeah, what do y'all expect?
Omar going back like it's the 1940s.
Oh, she.
Oh, again.
Okay.
Sometimes I wonder about like hockey broadcasters, and they'll say the most ridiculous things. And you're like, see there, he shot the puck in the net instead of running over the goalie.
We need to bring back
He
Snoop
knew if he did that, that'd be a penalty. Instead, he's got a goal. How intuitive of him. He is really one of the best hockey players in the world.
You know, the other night when it was the national game and we heard the national broadcasters doing it, they were so boring. I was just like, please get Mike and Trip back because this is terrible.
I mean, sometimes they'll get like excited for all the wrong things, right? They'd be like, the Blackhawks with a comeback loss. I'm like, what? They almost had them. That's all right. They lost 5-2.
Now that NBC doesn't have the hockey rights anymore, let's see if something changes.
Well, we'll see, all right? Because we got ESPN and now like TNT and HBO for the
I did not expect Turner. I did not expect that.
I mean HBO. I mean, like they should have a version where they don't bleep out any of the players. I'd watch that. I'd watch that. You kidding me? Just mic up everyone, and they'd be like, "Just be yourselves, no worries."
Rob Brindamore's rant last night on the bench.
I'd love to. I see. So this is exactly the kind of content that hockey would need to really elevate. Right? You have just an uncensored HBO version where you can actually hear every ref like giving it to the players and every coach giving it to the refs, and just like, I mean, you make real money out of that.
Don't they already do that with training camp for the NFL?
Oh, it's a School of Hard Knocks or whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, do the exact same thing, make some money,
right? I mean, they get out there
just don't make up.
Okay, he's gone.
We don't want another Tim Peel situation.
So yeah, they do it in the NFL. Yeah. They go out there with the cricket bats and they beat. No, that's not. That is okay.
That's not. No.
All right.
No, that's not the NFL.
But which is an interesting
back in our world.
But it's an interesting thing, right? Because the NFL draft was last night, and was it
the night before?
The night before. Over
what day is it?
Last night? I don't know. But over the last 2 days, there were like 30 games. And then today, when there's nothing else happening, enjoy this one game at 3 p.m. on NBC.
Featuring one of the worst teams in the NHL.
Y'all want to watch it? Y'all want to see a dead body? Here's Tampa Bay beating up on Detroit.
So do you think Canes will get more national airtime next year because
they're
actually good?
Know. See, I'd love where you can, if you've got the national broadcast and you're the home team, you bring your broadcasters. I would love that. I want everyone to be exposed to Trip Tracy. I want everyone to hear
everybody
Taco
has
Bell
to
takes.
Experience.
Well, the one thing that's definitely going to be a different change is NBC has regional broadcasting rights with teams like Boston, with the Rangers, with San Jose, and
Washington, Bally Sports has regional rights for just another regional thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying now that NBC doesn't have the national rights and it belongs to ESPN that has no regional coverage whatsoever, maybe we'll get a little bit more of a midline,
a fair call. I don't know. I
will say one thing though. You know who's going to get rich off this deal? The NHL. They're getting 3 times the national money they would have under the NBC deal.
I really hope they do a better job with this, right? Because for years, and the NHL has been really the punching bag of the 4 major leagues. Pokemon almost overtook them with the whole card shortage thing going on. So, I mean, how are you gonna let baseball really outplay you? I mean, baseball is great.
MLS go out for you.
I don't know. Okay. Amanda's about to lose us.
Amanda.
Like
It's like baseball. I instantly fall asleep.
hey,
Hey, we're baseball fans.
Sure you are.
Did you see that? Let's talk about a quick thing, right? Because I remember a tweet, right? Someone said, "What would be the baseball equivalent to a shootout to avoid going into like lengthy extra innings?" I threw a joke. I threw a joke like you just have both pitchers standing on the mound and try to nail as many players of the opposing team as all the position players run around in the outfield. That'd have been fun, but apparently that is frowned upon. But I can't remember who it is, but
It's the Patriot League.
They pays it the Patriot League, right? And they did a home run derby as a shootout.
It sounds like a great idea.
That's amazing. Everyone brings out their top hitter, 10 balls.
Go ham.
Go great. Yeah. That sounds like fun. And not only that, there's gonna be people out in the bleacher area or wherever the area is behind the outfield trying to, their fans could get into it. So anyways, so that's my baseball rant for today.
What is that, cricket?
Right? You know what? That is pretty much cricket. There's bats and there's balls and
it's just baseball's a lot shorter.
And a couple of wickets.
Mhm.
So back to hockey. The Carolina Hurricanes are number one in the Central.
Yay.
They've got 3 points on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and a game in hand,
Mhm.
and 5 points. Is it 5 points? I need to pull this up now.
I believe
I'm
it's
not good with
2 and
points and numbers.
2. Give me one
I
sec.
think it's 4 points.
Canes currently have a 2-point lead on Tampa and a
2 points.
2-point lead on Florida. And an 18-point lead on Nashville.
I think we've already cleared Nashville. I need to double check those standings. Is it really just no?
Yeah, because Tampa's game today.
Yeah, it is 2 points on each of those.
But we do have a
hand
game
up
in hand.
Yeah, we do have a game in hand against the Lightning and 2 games in hand against the Panthers. So right now our magic number as of recording to clinch the division is 7, right? Because we don't have the tiebreaker against Tampa. We might get it. I don't see it. I'm not seeing it happen.
However, there is one interesting thing we got to remember in this whole situation. Tampa and Florida still got to go after each other twice.
Right. So the way I'm looking at it, I don't think the Hurricanes could finish any lower than second. That means that we're pretty much guaranteed home ice in the first round. Now, I would love to have home ice throughout. Now, the race for the President's Cup is really between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, Vegas is behind us by 1 point, but they have a game in hand on us. So it's just really one of those, where is it going to go? That's actually a really tight race. That might be even tighter race than the race for the Central Division.
Yeah.
Now is it really
I would rather
important?
have the Central Division than the President's Trophy because that thing's cursed.
I mean, you can have both. You know that, right?
I know, but the President's Trophy be cursed.
It's not a real curse.
Tell that to Tampa.
The Blackhawks won the cup with the President's Trophy just like a little over a decade ago. Chill. You got to realize it's just you got there's 16 teams that go into the playoffs, right? You can't compare it to baseball where there's I don't remember, it's like 10 teams that make the playoffs, 12 teams in football. So you're
Basketball is 10 this year because of the
playoff
change.
So in each of those leagues, the person who's if you think about it, right, going into the playoffs, it's equal chances, right? There's only one. There's a less of a chance to win the cup. It's harder to win the Stanley Cup once you make the playoffs than it is to win any of the other championships in any other leagues, because a bigger percentage of the league makes the playoffs. 50% of the league makes the playoffs here. So you compare that to
plus
smaller
7 games for
percentage.
4 rounds. That's
right. And not only that, like some teams, the rules change. Football's 1 game. Baseball, you've already been playing series in the regular season. So your the rules didn't change, and now you're playing series again. On basketball might be the only comparison really, but it's basketball. It's basketball, right? It's very much it's a team sport with a lot more individual effort than any other sport, in any other team sport. So that all said, I don't put any real President's Trophy curse. It's not curse, it's math. Yeah, but again, Rod Brindamore said it best. If it lands in our lap, awesome. But I'm really focused on winning the Central Division. Yeah. For home ice for the first 2 rounds.
But here's the bigger question: like, who do we want to play? Like, let's say we do end up first.
Nashville. I'm taking Nashville all day. We haven't lost against them yet.
100%.
What about Dallas? We have pretty much the same record.
Yeah, but we've lost. No. We
Dallas
are
is
6-0 against Nashville. Dallas has actually beaten us twice.
Yeah,
we're 6-0-2 against Dallas, but we still got 2 more games up against Nashville.
We're 6-0.
I don't like that. I just don't like that. Where potentially we could have 2 games at the end of the season against our playoff opponent.
Why?
I
Why
just
not?
don't like it.
Why?
Tell us why.
No. Elaborate, please. Go on.
I feel like for the Hurricanes, potentially it could be a trap because a multitude of things could happen in those 2 games before the series.
You get 2 free chances to feel out your opponent before you go into the playoffs. How is that a trap? That is the opposite of a trap. That is an opportunity. You get to know exactly what you're going up against, and not only that, you get to chill a bit in those first 2 games against Nashville, because at that point, I think you've either already clinched the division or you're like 1 or 2 points away from it, right? Meanwhile, Nashville,
got way too many on that injured list.
No, who's left? Who's left?
Lost was on it yesterday.
Foss is already practicing. What's up? What else?
Martinook's still on it. Mrazek's still on it.
Mrazek will be ready for the playoffs. Don't worry about it.
McGinn's still on it, but I think he's okay.
McGinn's practicing in the yellow jersey. Yeah, I didn't think so. That's it.
They had 7 people on it last night. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, half of those guys are back.
Yeah, I think Martinook will be back in time too.
I mean, you're looking at
they said it wasn't
Teravainen's back.
That's the big one though. Teravainen's back.
Yeah, Teravainen's back. Brady Shea is back. I mean, you're looking at a lot of guys who are going to be back and ready, and that's going to be a bonus.
I'm going to miss
right?
McCormick though. He's been playing good.
Look, Mad Max has been incredible. All right, and as Kiki said, you can't out Pizza the Hut.
Oh no, right? That was so funny.
If we do not get some sort of sponsorship from Pizza Hut now after that, come on. The brand is right there.
Okay,
we have Quiznos and Pizza Hut. We can't have them all.
Right. We absolutely have to keep Ned and Net as much as possible. Who would you want to see as Ned's backup, so to speak?
Mrazek.
I mean, I know he's
not even a question.
Not even a question.
Mrazek. In fact, you don't even have to. You can play 1A, 1B, and just ride the hot hand, right? Until somebody cools it down a little bit, switch him up. I mean, that's a recipe for success. You can't go wrong with that. Reimer, bless your heart. Thank you for getting us here. But you shouldn't have been the goalie with the most starts. So Ned has 21. Reimer's got 22. Peter's got like 6 or 7. I know he's got 9. Peter's got 9.
Injuries.
I mean, I don't understand what's going on with all these injuries. What was this last? Okay, so the first one was a thumb. What was this last one?
He might have re-aggravated it, and he got to realize. I mean, you got to realize that right now, Rob Brindamore's looking at it, and he goes, "You know what? I can ride. I can ride Ned and Reimer to the playoffs and let Peter get as much rest as he needs. We might even see Peter start games against Nashville just to, prep him, right?
Or maybe one against Chicago, since they're more than likely just out of it.
I mean, I think Chicago. We eliminate Chicago if we beat them
on Monday.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the last team we can play. That really is. I mean, Nashville after that. So we'll eliminate Chicago with a single win. Even if we don't beat Chicago, all it takes is Nashville winning a game, and Chicago's eliminated anyways. So their magic number to be eliminated is 2.
We shall see.
Right now,
We got the cracks at it.
Nashville has the best chance to make that that final to the 4 slot, the final playoff spot, because they're coming up. I think they got to play the Panthers, and Dallas plays Tampa, so
it's going to be tough.
Yeah. So this is how I'm seeing it. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be 1 Carolina, 2 Tampa, 3 Florida, 4 Nashville. And here's a bold prediction. I say Florida comes in. I get Florida. I say Florida beats Tampa in round 1. We beat Nashville, and we see Florida in round 2. We take them, and then from there we might be facing not Vegas. We might be facing
Toronto,
Capitals or Toronto. Now, here's where the President's Cup is important.
I'd rather take Toronto.
Here's where the President's yeah.
I'd rather take Toronto. Like I honestly would take Toronto.
I don't know. Hold up.
With our defense.
Here's the thing. I don't know. See, it's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge these things. We can't gauge any of these teams who haven't played outside their division until they start playing outside their division. And by that time, it's too late to gauge because it's going to be us. This is the wild part, right? And you can't say I'd rather have Toronto or Capitals. It's hard to gauge, right? It's Austin Matthews just really good at. He's seen these defenses 8-9 times this season, and he's just like, okay, I know where to go.
Plus, there's the factor of how do we know they're even going to get to that point?
We don't know, right? Who knows? It could be McDavid. I tried to say Leon Draisaitl and McDavid at the same time, so I thought you
were trying to say Steve Dangle.
No, I'm trying to say McDavid. And the Oilers, we might see them. We don't know, right? We know who we won't be seeing, and we know who we can't be seeing. But everything, once we get to the semifinals, everything's going to be up in the air. But having the President's Trophy means that no matter which way up in the air it is, you get to have home ice.
And that sweet home playoff revenue.
Well, the playoff revenue is one thing, but Carolina home ice is in the playoffs. I mean,
it's an advantage.
It's an advantage. Think about it. We beat the Capitals all 3 times. We beat the Islanders all twice, and we're literally 5-2 on home ice.
Plus, they brought back tailgating as of last night's game. So
this is true. This is true.
And everybody go out and tailgate. Just be safe.
You don't have to tailgate if you don't want to. Okay, folks. If you want to tailgate, you can tailgate now. If you don't want to tailgate, you don't have to tailgate.
Just be safe. Just be safe.
Do what makes you feel safe, people.
Go
and get a vaccine if you can. If your body allows you to get a vaccine, go get a vaccine. Let's get this herd immunity thing. Wow, words are hard today.
They really are. They really are.
I had a productive day yesterday. I got my shot in the morning and a Canes game in the afternoon. Great day.
How are you feeling today?
A little bit of a sore arm, not much.
What shot, first or second?
2.
Yeah. Well, you're doing pretty good though.
Yeah,
no headache, fever.
I did. At least I didn't do what I did the first time and took it in the middle of the day when I had to go back to work.
Yeah, no, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
And you had the next day off, so that's good too, in case you get feeling icky.
But it was a good day because hockey, and we won.
We did.
That's right.
We did.
Now
let's talk about
Ned.
The game. Yeah.
Ned.
Yes.
That's all we need to talk about, Ned.
That's all, Ned. Yeah. That's all there is to talk about.
Well, we can add in Dougie, but mostly Ned.
Yes, I did maybe temporarily lose my mind Saturday.
Temporarily.
But hey.
Come on.
No, I mean, but you know, we all know how.
Who lost their mind more, you or Rayla?
Oh, Rayla wasn't even there. I was totally by myself and like screaming on my couch because I mean it's Ned. I love Ned. and then it's Dougie. Come on.
Ned has not
was
lost
a-
a game in regulation.
Are you kidding? Come on.
You
That was
can't
a
take
beautiful
this.
pass.
You can't take this helper away.
So before we get into the helper, let's talk about stats, right? Because Ned has not lost a game in regulation since April 3rd. And that was a game against Dallas. And since then, he has only let in more than 2 goals once, and that was the OT loss to Florida. So
he currently leads the lead in both save percentage and goals against.
Yeah, for players who played at least 10 games, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a
In
0.934.
fact, if you bring that number down to 9 games, only one goalie beats him. That's Peter Mrazek. And that's only on it's not save percentage and goals on. So his last 7 games, right? He's had only one blooper, right? And that was the Florida OT loss on the 24th. You go back and look at his save percentage. He starts it off with a shutout against, Florida, right? 1,000%. And then he goes into 964, 963, 941. Of course, he had the 889 against Florida OT loss, 964. And last night, a very nice 969.
That's just good.
Wow.
That is just pure good.
Nothing. I said 969. 969.
Nice.
Yeah,
There you
okay.
go. There you go. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. There it
Nice.
is. All right.
Canes
Okay.
clinched the playoff spot with 69.
I know.
69 points.
So nice.
Nice.
Love it.
The internet memes are alive.
Yes.
So yeah, he's really your goalie of the future, honestly. He's put a fire
look at the
underneath Peter
weekend he
Mrazek.
had. He got engaged on, I believe
He turned it up a notch.
I believe it was Friday. He
Okay.
got engaged, and then the very next day he puts out that performance.
And then the very
Good stuff.
next day, he never gave the puck away.
What the hell?
I mean, the only goal he let in literally was a rebound where he had 0 chance.
Yeah, I mean that one. It was just puck luck. The puck bounces exactly where it had to bounce for that goal to go in.
Darn Max Domi.
Right. So Max Domi, Kane's killer, whatever. He gets it. And then Kane's Teuvo Teravainen, right? He's been on fire since he got back. Literally just unstoppable. 1 goal a game player since he gets back.
Laser of a one-timer.
I mean, I don't think you can. I think you. I don't. If they had any way to actually measure the speed of that one, that would compete for any of the OV shots that he does in the skills tournament. But that's an amazing goal. But now overtime, no one does anything in second. No one does anything in the third.
We do
Quiet.
kill off a 5-on-3.
We
We'll
do
take
kill
that.
off a 5-on-3 for a minute 46. So you're talking about 106 seconds of 5v3 against a really decent power play team, and the Canes kill off. Jacob Slavin has an incredible save on an empty net. Ned was in a different zip code.
Is this a good time to mention that Jacob Slavin used to be a goalie?
I mean, he puts the heel out there. It's a kick save, and it's incredible because if you're Columbus and you see that empty net, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take the lead again. And here comes Jacob Slavin with the heel, and he goes, no, not in my house. And
Not today.
not today. And you just you're gone.
Yeah.
All right, you can't really. There's no way for you to come back from that in any way, right? And then, I mean, Columbus just has it's the full circus in overtime, right?
They had 2 guys run.
Yeah, the 2 guys completely
That was game over.
run into each other, and Aho takes a puck. If Aho had scored there, that would have been the highlight. Like they're like, it was seriously
Icing on the cake right there. If it went in, it didn't.
If it didn't, right?
But we got something
Merzlikins-
better.
Elvis Merzlikins, standing on his head the entire game, really playing really well. Which is interesting, right? Because Raskovic, right? He's the one who actually gives that really weak shot on Ned. That Ned straight up stands up and plays the puck off the boards. Now he didn't just kick it out of there. He didn't clear the puck. No, he passed it. He stood up. He looked down the ice. He found Dougie Hamilton, and he made a hockey play. That was an earned assist, a earned primary assist. This is no get it out of here. Oh, look lucky. No, he saw Dougie Hamilton standing right there behind the Blue Jackets, puts a beautiful pass off the boards onto his tape. Dougie Hamilton just takes it down. You see Raskovic giving him the whole, he gave it a all college try, just like, oh no. And as Dougie tucks it in behind Elvis, you see him get really upset. He has every right to be. He stood on his head the whole game, and that happens, right? Where the goalie on the other side of the ice gets a primary assist. That's
right.
You can hear the checkers way in the background. All those checkers fans going like, "We've been saying this for years,"
right? Because that is literally the definition.
Yeah, we all
of a 3-zone.
We all know it's you.
A 3-zone play. It was a 3-zone play, a 200-foot play.
Right.
I mean, also, how do you run into each other 3-on-3 on the ice? There's literally no one else. You managed to run into each other. You know what? I'm not surprised.
The first play, I'm not surprised they haven't, because those tight turns.
How about feisty Aho this season?
He's been feisty, but I'll tell you what.
Feisty. I like it.
I have a really good joke. Let me say it.
Oh my
God. So I'm sorry.
I was like, the first car crash in the United States was 2 cars that crashed each other in the state of Ohio, and they were the only 2 cars in the whole state.
No.
It's true. Look it up.
No.
So it's not surprising it's completely true. That was the first car crash in the U.S. So the fact that 2 Columbus Blue Jackets found each other, ran into each other hard enough to both land, be on their butts on the ice, 3-on-3, is really just poetry.
Take that, Ohio. We're first in flight.
All right. Good one.
Well, they're first in car crashes, so that makes sense. Because
they're mad.
The Blue Jackets and their coaching is a car crash.
Wow.
Which Gwen, do you think Seattle? Let's talk about Seattle. Do you think Seattle will take Torella? Think Ron Francis would take? He wants to coach. He just wants to get out of. Here's the thing, though, right?
Well, now
he was never
Seattle's
happy
able to hire people.
Yeah, it's true, right? But Torella was never happy with the roster decisions made on his behalf. Who gets to play for him? He wants a good team, and he's never been given one. He's been given good players, but never a good team. Now you can say, hey, that's kind of on the coach to create a good team.
As long as they stay the hell away from Canes, I'm fine. Do not take any of my favorite players. I will be
Francis, we still like you.
Not happy.
Oh, yeah. Francis, don't even think about touching Rod Brind'Amour.
So Amanda will go to Seattle and scratch her eyes out.
No.
So did you guys hear what the report on Brind'Amour came out as? So Brind'Amour, the only thing that's holding the kind of the conversation back on his extension is that he is demanding extensions for everyone else on the staff as well.
Oh, see, that's just the kind of guy.
Admirable. It is indeed admirable.
Heck of a man.
Yeah.
If you're Tom Dunn and Don Waddell, you're like,
Tom.
Yeah.
Tom.
You know what? All right. Here's checkbook. All right. Well, how many zeros?
You keep these guys around.
Yes.
Make you more money than the AAF ever did.
Okay, let's not bring on the AFL or AFF.
AFF. What the hell is that?
Well, I forgot. All right.
Hey, you know what?
That's how no one remembers. Who cares?
Look, he should have invested in women. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's true. That is true.
Speaking. Amanda, what has happened?
Okay. So
Oh, we're doing this. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
Everyone
Everyone.
listening, turn down your volume about 2.
okay, so the women's championship was canceled. Not only was it canceled the day before that day everybody was leaving. Everybody was ready to go. Yay, we're going to play the championship tomorrow. Oh, nay. You're not going to because COVID doesn't want us to do that. Although, I do believe the men's championship is going on, right? Yeah, I think so. But
Drag him.
apparently, from what I hear today, Zach told me that they are rescheduling. Now, when they first made the announcement, see, now I'm talking with my hands because my Jew is coming out and I'm getting very upset. Oh, yeah. No, they did say that they were going to try to reschedule it for the summertime. Okay. So I did not see the stuff today. So Zach was telling me about it. Did they give a date yet?
They said August.
It's in August. So, okay. So they came through with that. But still, you could have gave the girls a little notice. You knew what the rules were ahead of time. Women deserve better. They deserve better.
And the thing is, they kept it in the same country. They kept it in Canada.
So, right. So what is the point of canceling it in the first place?
What's the point of Canada? Wait.
Hey, I like Canada now. I like Canada. They have good health care. Now, so
But we can't visit right now.
this is true.
Pooh.
But I mean, was it in a different province or what?
Yeah, I think they moved it to
From Nova Scotia to Alberta.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe that had to do
I
with
believe
it
it's in
somehow?
Calgary is where they're doing it. I believe it's going to be Calgary.
Well, the Flames aren't going to make the playoffs, so they need something.
Oh,
Put something in the Saddle Dome.
Too soon?
yeah, I think so. A little bit.
What?
A little bit.
Oh,
They're
we
just
gotta
waiting
we have to feel bad for all the former Hurricanes that are on that team.
Which ones?
No,
Which
not
ones?
really.
I don't feel bad for any of
I
them.
don't either. Sorry.
I feel bad for Hannafin though. He is out for the year with an injury.
Well, you know what?
When
Hannafin,
that-
what's his name, took him because he liked him when he was here. Peters.
No, don't bring up that name. Do not bring up that name.
Peters.
If you're listening in your car,
Took him.
there's a lot of finger wagging going on. If you want to see said finger wagging, you come to YouTube and you search Revolution Rampage, and then you can see all the incredible finger wagging.
Just Peters.
Yeah.
Took him. No, took him because he was his boy. And just like all the other ones that he took were his
Derek
little
Ryan.
people. Well, Ryan and what was it, Lindholm? Was it
Lindholm.
Lindholm that he took?
Yeah, he took Lindholm.
Come on. These are the guys that he liked when he was here anyway. So when he left, he said, all right, you're my puppies, so I'm going to take you with me, but we're going to call it a trade. Oh,
He did pretty good on that trade. We did get Dougie.
We did get Doogie.
we did get Dougie, so I'll give you that one. See how my face changes?
Turn that frown upside down.
Right. So speaking of women, I'm going to change it just a little bit, but I'm glad that they rescheduled, and I hope that these women get the opportunity that they absolutely deserve because they have worked their tails off, and these women are phenomenal. So I hope they
Plus,
get the
watching
spotlight.
Canada versus United States is always fun because they're always good games.
It is. Go USA. It will be very entertaining. I hope it's nationally broadcast because they deserve it.
And not just on the NHL network.
Right. Yes, because national broadcast, everyone needs to be able to see this.
I still
Because
don't have
why?
NHL Network on my
Because
TV.
women are amazing players.
Yes.
Thank you. That's all there is to it.
Indeed.
Okay, so back to women. So I have been noticing that there's I want to say like a stigma almost of women in sports in general, but specifically hockey. Now, I am not a reporter. I do this for fun. I read stuff. I tell you guys about it. Maybe you didn't read it. I don't know. I'm not a professional. But there are women who are professionals out there, like our lovely Sarah Sivian, our Bridget Condon, the lovely women that work in this area and report. They're professionals. They're amazing. Why are they still having to prove their knowledge? Why are women constantly asked, oh, you're a hockey fan? Name off some players. Or, oh, well, what does this mean? Why are you quizzing me? Why are you quizzing me? I know the game. It's okay to be a female and be a fan. I'm a big fan. I've always been a big fan. I don't like sports. I'm not a sports fan, but I love hockey. Now, I'm also, a mostly straight woman. So,
Mostly.
I mean, I have my days.
About 80%.
I'll give you that. So yeah, I'm not dead. It's okay. Does that make me less of a fan? Absolutely not. When do I lose the ability to put comprehensible sentences together with words when Dougie looks at me with those crystal blue eyes? Yes, I do. But that does not take away.
This is why I was so upset when Amanda had the I want a Doug hug poster on the glass. He gave her a hug through the glass,
and I lost my
mind.
They
didn't film it
because I forgot how to use my phone.
Look,
at that moment,
I would pay so much money
and,
just to see how bright Amanda's face was on that moment.
It's ridiculous. I felt like the biggest moron. But luckily, I have very good Dougie sisters out there who got the picture for me, and I appreciate you so much because I turned into a complete moron. But
you guys remember a scene from Captain America: Civil War where Scott Lang is pulled out of the van and he gets to meet Captain America for the first time. You're like, Captain America. And he looks back at Wanda. He's like, I know you too. You're great.
We did the
That's
whole,
a man.
Yeah, it is. And I hate it so much. And we went to that, the thing that we went to, the Cane's Bash, right? So I was like, it's not going to happen this time. It's not going to happen. I'm going to have a couple of drinks before I talk to him. It's not going to happen. Did it happen?
Yes.
It happened. It happened.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
Maybe if I was there, I could have helped.
No.
You know what? I do have good thoughts. I speak to professional people every day. And I've talked to other Canes players. I've talked to celebrities. No problem.
Do you know what what's different between those
people? I have
people?
Thoughts.
You know what's different? They're not Dougie Hamilton.
I'm sorry. But okay, back to what I was saying. It doesn't make me less of a fan. It doesn't make me less knowledgeable of hockey. It doesn't take away that I think let's go back. That Ned is an amazing goalie. And so he's my second favorite. But it's just the fact that we're women, bringing it back. The fact that we're women, it feels like we have to prove ourselves that we can be good fans. Yes, we are allowed to look. We're human. Doesn't take away from the fact that we love the game. We still watch the plays. Some of us analyze, but we still, we're still in it. We still enjoy it. We still like to talk about it. We find other people that like to talk about it. And then there's the whole community aspect of it. I have made the coolest friends since being involved in this. The nicest people,
and
most wonderful people. And you guys.
Yeah, you made a lot of cool friends and us.
And you guys, I'm on a freaking podcast talking about hockey. I would never have thought that was going to happen. Never thought of it. And my train of thought went away.
I mean, it's just like
it happens.
we've talked to Abby before, Abby Labar, and she said when she first
She's
came
fantastic.
in, she didn't know that much, and she learned the game. She
Yes.
did well in her job, and now look where she is.
She's amazing. She
Right
was
next
one
to
of the ones I
Shane,
got the list.
right with Shane Wilson, and sometimes
Willis.
upstages
Shane
Shane.
Willis.
Shane Willis.
Willis. Yeah, Willis.
His last name is not
Shane
Wilson.
Willis.
But I mean, Abby's a perfect example. She started from, she auditioned for the announcer thing, the in-game host thing. And then, when Mike Maniscalco got hurt, she stepped right in and did her thing. And then, she boomed it up there.
She earned her role.
And she's phenomenal. She absolutely is. And guess what? We can do that even though we have breasts. We still can do that. I know. It's a shocker.
I mean, in the time that I worked with the Hurricanes, I got to know a plethora of women that work in the front office for the Hurricanes. And I was astonished just how many were honestly there.
Look,
Like,
sexists are going to be.
But why though?
You can't-
But that's my point. Why are you astonished that there's women there?
Well, that's the whole thing, is that it's that bias where, it's a men's sport. You expect men to run it, and that's not the case.
It's not. There's a whole lot of good women out there that are doing the damn thing.
Like
And I applaud you.
Like our friend Meg,
Girl
who's
power.
a very good historian. Hurricanes hire her.
Yeah. I think I've done ranting. I think, but we'll see. We'll see if something comes up, because I had a lot in my head, but when I get it out, it goes away. And then other people will talk, and then I can't remember what the hell they're
You're
saying.
allowed to jump in at any time, and you're like, you know what? I am not done. I
know.
I got something to add.
But I
True.
forget because I'm totally ADD. So
I got something to add. Amanda,
All right, add it.
NWHL.
Yes.
I heard Montreal is not happening this season.
Oh. Again, how are you? This is what I do. How are you getting this information before I do?
From what I heard,
you make half of this up.
I listened to a lot of the Hockey Guy on YouTube, so
well, I'm very preoccupied most of the time, but
great researching source, the Hockey Guy on YouTube. Go subscribe.
Yeah.
And to us, go subscribe to us.
Absolutely.
But from what I heard from him, Montreal is being pushed back a year, so the finances because of COVID and stuff are
I can see that
solidified, and there is a rumor going around that maybe the NWHL is trying to talk to the PWHPA.
I
got it right. I got it right that time.
Good for you. Good for you. That I did hear, and I really hope that it works out, because they are both doing amazing.
Let's say hypothetically
job.
they do. Do we think 8-team immediately? Like, because you have an influx of so many players, do you think they'll immediately look for an 8-team?
They should. I mean, because if they
Tom, come on.
I want it here so bad. I think they'll probably stick to the Northeast at least to just kind of
Philadelphia.
They'll find. You know what? I think that's a good possibility.
Yeah.
I really do. Because there's a lot of players from that area.
But Carolina, like, and it doesn't have to be PNC Arena. Might be with basketball.
The weight
happening
competition.
and stuff. Exactly, weight competition. It has the facilities to host.
Winston-Salem with the Thunderbirds for all I care.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, weight competition has the women's Canes. They have their own locker room there.
Yeah.
So
or it could be Charlotte. It could be sharing it with Bojangles Arena. Sharing Bojangles Arena with the Checkers.
I mean, look at all the talent that has come out of North Carolina, all the women's talent, and all the money and investment and time that they're putting into girls' sports right now. Girls' hockey, I mean.
You're going to see
girls' sports in general, too. The Courage are getting
booming.
a ton of money.
That's true. That's true. Sorry, what do you say, Omar?
Oh, I was saying in about 10 years, you're going to see a huge boom because of the ages now. In about 10 years, that's going to be the right age to enter the Major League Women's Hockey.
However, I will make this caveat with women's hockey. please go slow and steady and just do not add a ton of teams at once. I do not want the NWHL to go like the WNBA did, where they added way too many teams at once and then half of them disappeared.
I guess there's
Just
that.
do what the analytics says is smart.
Just go slow and steady. Like I said, if the PWHPA does agree, one more team, maybe two at max, don't go crazy.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, let's see. The NWHL started in 15 with the 4 teams. By, was it 18? The 18th season, that's when they added Minnesota.
Right.
And then they added
Toronto.
And now they're doing, so that's just, that's 6 years that they've gone from 4
and it's what I want
to 7.
Right. So
and it's what I want. I want it just to go slow and steady. Don't do the big jump, because if you do that without the monetary value or the fan support already there, it's doomed.
So what, like one team per season, or one like every other season, or
whatever?
It really depends.
It depends on the growth, right? Because it could be one team per season. It could be a couple of teams, right?
The more sponsorships you get,
you could be holding on to what you got for a couple of seasons, then doubling it.
Like if you get a TV deal, that's a ton of money. So maybe you could just jump in with 1 or 2 teams. Just don't add in like 6.
I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point.
There's a lot still to cover. I want to bring up NHL trophy races.
Okay.
Ned for Calder.
Well, we'll get to Ned and the Calder, right? But Justin Williams tweeted something interesting.
Stahl for Selke?
Jay Stahl for Selke. And, I don't know how Jared's doing it, but I guess he's... No, not Jared. It's Jordan. Okay.
Jordan.
Jared's retired. But I still have his hockey card.
I was about to say, how can he be doing it when he's retired? But yeah, Jordan Stahl for the Selke Award. He's not even in the conversation right now.
Didn't Brindamore win Selke at some point?
He's won it a couple of times. In fact, twice, back to back. Can't remember what years. But yeah, so if anyone knows anything about the Selke, it's the coach right now. But he's not in the conversation. He should be. Will he win it? Doubtful. There's a lot of good competition for that trophy right now. Another trophy we should be talking about is the Lady Byng. Jacob Slavin only has a single penalty this entire season. Do you know what that penalty is? Let's see. Between you two, who can figure out what the penalty? And if you're listening, try to guess what this one penalty.
One penalty. Jacob Slavin.
One penalty this season.
Do I have to guess the game or what it was?
Delay of game?
It is delay of game for puck over the glass.
I mean,
that is his one
it's
penalty.
Come on, Amanda knowledge. There we go.
See, I know hockey, even though I have these.
She's proven the point.
Yeah, Jacob Slavin only has a singular penalty this entire season. The fact that he should be in the Lady Byng conversation, he should be winning it.
He should have been in there long before.
He has more registered saves this season than penalties.
Yeah. I mean, he should have been. He's one of the most underrated defensemen and one of the best out there. And he should have won this award and that award way before now.
Yeah,
so I definitely
should be in the Norris conversation as well.
Sure. Absolutely.
But here's
goals,
how underrated he is.
Overall goal defenders.
Yeah.
This is just how underrated he is. Today, NBC Sports put out a tweet saying, if the United States named a team for the 2022 Winter Olympics right now, who would be on it? Half the people did not include Slavin. They included Trocheck, but not Slavin.
No, I mean, for some reason, Slavin doesn't jump to mind. You know why?
They did include Ned on some of those lists, though. I will mention that.
Yeah, but I'll tell you why. Because Jacob Slavin is an old-school stay-at-home defender, and he's good at it. Don't get me wrong. When he needs to pinch up and try to score, he does an excellent job. But just because his name isn't lighting up the scoreboard night in, night out, doesn't mean that it's just because he's not racking up the assists. He's not racking up. You can't take Slavin out of this team and still expect it to be the same team.
No way.
Just look at his plus minus. It is literally astonishing what his stats are compared to everything else. And just look at him. The dude is literally a built defenseman. We have him locked up for years, thankfully. But Slavin, as of right now, is probably the best defenseman. I would say the borderline in the entire NHL. And there's only one person that I can think of that might be better, and it's Carlson.
But he's a humble dude. Huh? Sorry.
Jaccob Slavin?
Yeah, I mean, he's a humble dude too. He's not one of these flashy players that are in your face with all this, personality or whatever. I mean, not that he doesn't have personality, but I'm just saying he's a humble guy.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember the NHL commercial they ran for a bit, where it's like, there's no we in hockey. It's like a whole bunch of, well, we should have, we did. Jaccob Slavin is on there like twice, I think.
Yeah.
In that reel, because that's how he talks. That's who he is. And that's how he talks. Not only that, like, I mean, Lady Byng is more than just like not taking penalties. It's just being a gentleman all around. And I mean,
100%.
I mean, honestly, if that trophy did not exist, and they're like, hey, we need to create a trophy for a real gentleman, it would be called the Jaccob Slavin.
Yeah.
That's what the trophy would have been.
He's just a good dude.
It would be called the Slavin. Hey, he's going to earn the Slavin this year. That's what the competition would be in about 5 years, 6 years from now. But here's the deal. Just because he's not popping on the freaking scoreboards, no one really sees him. No one really thinks about him. And the thing is, he's playing a position where if you don't get noticed that often, it means you're doing the right thing. Because you're not on the highlight reels of other people's goals.
This is true.
Penalty killer extraordinaire.
Yes. I mean, the Carolina Hurricanes are 4th right now. I mean, they're moving their way up. And there's a lot of really good penalty killing teams this season. But you match that up with being number 1 on the power play, you got a special teams that is absolutely lethal. I mean, you can't mess with these Carolina Hurricanes because guess what? If you draw a penalty and they're going on the power play, you're in trouble. And if it's the other way around, and hey, you're on the power play, you're
still in trouble.
You're so, I mean, Sebastian Aho and Natchez on the other end, you're like, right? You're still in trouble. Like, there's no win in this scenario, so you might as well not try to start trouble with the Carolina Hurricanes. You know what that means? It means clean your games, especially as you go into the playoffs, especially when you go into the 3rd round, right? And you go against a team that they haven't seen all season, and that team doesn't have built up animosity against the Canes, right? These players haven't seen each other literally all year, except for trade, and we've only traded away. We only made a trade with Anaheim, and the trade with Ottawa that brought Paquette over. So I guess, but we're not going to see Ottawa either.
Deadline. We got Hakanpää, who's doing very well. I will take that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we're not going to see the Ducks or the Senators. So there's literally no animosity for any of these players, that are coming from the other leagues. So right now you're going to be like, do we start shit with him or not? And
nah.
Let's keep it a clean game because we're not going to win against the Carolina Hurricanes if we're going to end up spending time in the penalty box. One way or the other.
Speaking of penalties, like somebody put this on YouTube the other day, and I can't help it, but remember there was an old version of the penalty box before Cheaters Never Win. There used to be this sock puppet thing that they used to do for the penalty boxes. Omar, have you seen it?
Yeah,
I have.
When I was a kid, I actually made sock puppets to mimic what they were doing, and we actually got me and my on the Jumbotron doing it. What?
You and your what?
Me and my sister.
Your sister.
We were like 10. So look what I found.
So cute.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Oh no. What? What have you brought upon this cursed world?
People, you have to look at YouTube to see what this is.
Either that or they can just,
Go to YouTube. Watch it.
joy.
These are my pod sons.
I'm
Hey,
sorry. I had to
I don't
do
have
that.
puppets. Right, Amanda? I don't have puppets.
Hey, I love puppets.
All right, so Calder Cup. No, Calder Trophy. Ned already has
Yes.
the Calder Cup.
That's right. He does.
Charlotte still claims it. They ain't giving it up.
Yeah, he's still the last name on that Calder. Imagine that. Like, he goes from winning last person to win the Calder Cup to next. I'm not gonna say it. So, I'll let you guys finish that sentence.
Well, he could go from Calder to Calder, hopefully. But
yeah, go from Calder to Calder. Let's go.
Unfortunately,
Stanley.
goalies get the short end of the stick when it comes to Calder Cup, because the last time a goalie won the Calder was Steve Mason with the Columbus Blue Jackets all the way back in 2008.
Right. And only one's come close since is Jordan Bennington. Now, Bennington played about 39% of the games and his stats are similar to Ned's. But however, Ned's played more than 39%. I think he's about 42% of the games played. 22. I'll do the math right now. He's played 21 games, 21 of 50. So 42%. I didn't even need a calculator for that. 42% of games played. So he's played more games than Bennington has played. And the number's only going to go up because he's going to trade starts with maybe James Reimer. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to back to get game one, because the next two games are back to back games against the Blackhawks. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ned get game one against the Blackhawks. Reimer gets game two, and Ned gets game three. To give Reimer the game one start against Nashville, and Ned finishes off the season. That means 3 games in the next 5, which will give him 25 starts this season. No, 24 starts this season.
He will play a little bit less than half.
So 24, yeah. You're talking about 43% of the games this season. So way more than Bennington.
This is a prospect that people for the last few years, at the beginning of the season, a lot of people thought that he was done. Like, there was no
How can you say that when he was the AHL goalie of the year, just not too long ago?
There were a lot of haters.
I get it, right? It's hard. It's hard to kind of gauge AHL goalies to NHL goalies, because you got to realize the defense in front of you in the AHL is not the defense in front of you in the NHL, right? You're going to see a whole different world of shots in the NHL than the AHL. AHL, you're going to see a lot more squeaky clean shots here and there, or just outlandish, like people being left alone in the wrong zones and getting clear shots at the net. You're going to see a lot of weird shots. In the NHL, you're not going to see that as much. So yeah, the caliber of shots is going to go up.
You got this.
And the quantity of them is going to go down at the same time. Now, Ned's risen to the occasion hardly. Like, he has risen
he has proven that he deserves a contract extension
100%
and beyond.
Oh yeah, no, he's going to be an
give him all of the money. Give it all of it.
No, not all of the money. We need to pay Dougie.
Take this money. I meant for the goalies. It's goalie money.
It's goalie money. It comes from a different safe.
Yes, exactly. It's a different category. Take all of it.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see James Reimer either end his career or go play somewhere else, and a la Curtis McElhinney, and then Ned and Mrazek, your 2 starters in that, and suddenly the Hurricanes are one of the most dangerous teams. The most hardest. It's going to be ridiculous to try to score against this team, right? Because you're either getting Nedeljkovic or Mrazek, and if if one falters, the other showing up and ruining your day. So
And then the defense in front of them is a lot to
right, and they
handle.
finally got that balance of left-handers and right-handers with Hakanpää coming into the. I love saying that name. Coming into the fold.
Name.
Yanni Hakanpää.
Though we will miss.
He's a
will
fave with the
absolutely
ladies
miss-
too now.
I mean, how could you not, right? I'm jealous. Like,
He's pretty.
you know,
I'm sorry, but I gotta say this. Ned has the best.
favorite
flow.
with just the ladies.
Ned has
Well,
the
I
best.
mean, I'm not.
I mean, Ned's flow is something else, right? Ned's out
He
here.
has fantastic hair.
Yeah, he's out there like ready to fight White Walkers.
He's good stuff.
So
Oh yeah, Hakanpää's pretty popular with the ladies. And he's got good eyes. He's not a bad looking
yeah.
dude.
So
But who's that actor that he looks like?
Hemsworth? Which
Hemsworth.
one? Which
Hemsworth.
He's just that little Hemsworth brother.
Yeah,
Really
he is.
leaning into the role this year.
He is. Okay, sidetrack.
We are sidetracking. We're killing a lot of time here. So let's trim this down. Ned, it's going to be hard for him. He absolutely deserves the Calder. There's good front runners from both the Wild and the Stars. Both teams may make the playoffs, so it's really hard to kind of have the argument. Well, it feels so great, they should have made the playoffs. Well, guess what? They probably will, right?
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, to be fair, Jeff Skinner won the
To be
Calder,
fair.
and we didn't make the playoffs that year.
yeah, but Jeff Skinner has
Sorry, I do.
special little boy. What's that, Amanda?
I had to.
Oh,
He
boy.
said to be fair. To be fair.
To be
To be
To be fair. Sorry.
but Leonard Kenny concepts aside, references is the word I was looking for, but yes, yeah, it's gonna be a tough season. A tough race for. I mean, there's a lot of races. The Hurricanes are in all of them, right? You get your
Which is a good thing. It's
Yeah.
a good thing to be this. Oh my God, we need to win everything.
right. So. Kudos to Rod Brindamore. Kudos to the coaching team. Kudos to his goalie coaching. Kudos to everyone involved in creating this version of the Carolina Hurricanes. I mean, when we started this podcast, we were like, hopefully we make the playoffs.
Right.
And now we're just like, we will win the President's Cup.
We got a little bit of taste in 2019, and we're like, we want more.
Yeah.
know.
So quick
Good stuff.
turnaround from bubble team that everyone kind of just like, you lost to the Hurricanes to you lost to the Hurricanes. That happens. You know, they're a good team. So,
I mean, the Rangers found that out last year.
yep.
A lot of
Yep.
teams found that out.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a lot of fun. The
Yeah.
playoffs are going to be a lot of fun. I
I know, I
can't
can't
wait. I cannot wait. I think there's. Did you remember any more of your rant, Amanda?
No, I'm good. I'll
Okay.
save it for next time.
Anyone got any rants? Nothing? Nothing? Well, then you've been listening to
Or stop.
Revolution Rampage.
Anyway,
And I am Omar.
I am Zach.
And I'm Amanda.
You know, you can always go first, Amanda.
No,
No?
I'm gonna
Okay.
let you do it. I gotta save the best for last.
This is truth. This is truth. This is
Wait, am I
absolutely
Zach?
truth. Perhaps there are other Zachs out there, so we're not sure yet.
I am now Zach Galifianakis.
So, you know, here's just like the Joshes, we just gonna need to have a Zach fight, and then everyone else has to change their name.
I challenge Zach Efron.
Good luck with that. The man is jacked. So yes. Till next time.
Bye. Can I say bye?